I'm going to be taking you through one of my trusted mobility routines for the upper body. I use it whenever I'm feeling tight, stiff, sore in my head, neck, shoulders, and trunk. Hey, my name is Rob. I'm a registered massage therapist with Fitness Foundations. This is a follow along style video, so all you really need to know for now is that it's done entirely standing up with a little bit of rotation, so you don't need much space. It's going to take 5 minutes. We'll be doing 10 separate exercises and we'll be doing them for 30 seconds each. So if you need to pause the video to get ready, do that now. Otherwise, we'll get started. To get us started, the first exercise, we're going to be taking our ear towards our shoulder from the right to the left for 30 seconds. As with all of these mobility exercises, the key with mobility is not to go fast, but to feel the movement at each stage of the movement. So stay nice and relaxed and let the body tell you how far it needs to go that day. 10 seconds left and we'll be moving into neck flexion and extension, or tucking your chin and then looking up to the ceiling. One cue that I like to use is to think about following my chin instead of lengthening my neck to look down, or folding my chin down towards my chest. Ten seconds left, and then we will be moving into scaptions, which is basically like making the Y of the YMCA song. The speed of the movement is really important with these. We want to be focusing on our shoulders and feeling our shoulders move away from our ears and not towards them as we raise our arms overhead. Final 10 seconds of this, and then we will be moving into trunk rotations. It's really easy with trunk rotations to move the hips a lot, and as much as we can, we want to limit the hip movement, which will keep the rotation happening in our rib cage as opposed to just turning our entire body. Final 10 seconds before we move into lateral slides. In our everyday lives, we don't typically fold our spine like this or bend this way, so this is a great opportunity to introduce a new range of motion or a new experience to the spine, so being slow and intentional with the movement is really key here. 10 more seconds, and then we're going to be doing a half forward fold, so only reaching down towards our knees with the next exercise. As today's mobility exercise is for the upper body, we are only doing a half forward fold to keep the movement from the base of the head down to the hips. So being slow and only reaching down to our knees is the goal for today. 10 more seconds before we move into extensions of the elbow and wrist. We'll be doing one side for 15 seconds and then switching to the other side. This is a great exercise for anyone who works out or works at a desk or does manual labor or holds on to anything at any time or carries groceries. These are great muscles to stretch to make sure that we do not forget about them. And we'll be switching sides. 10 seconds left before we move into angels or air angels or snow angels, whatever you want to think of it as. My cue for myself as I do this exercise is to try and feel the movement coming from my elbows as opposed to my wrists, trying to keep my elbows pulling up and back down as I go through the range of motion. 10 more seconds before we switch to wrist circles. We'll be going one direction for 15 seconds and then switching, going the other direction for the final 15. And switch directions. 10 more seconds before we move into our final exercise for this video, which is hip circles. We'll be going one direction for 15 seconds and then going the other direction for the final 15. Now that our upper body is nice and limber and we moved it in a bunch of different directions, it's time to introduce a three-dimensional rotation type of movement that incorporates everything from the hips all the way up to the shoulders. Switch directions. I really like finishing my mobility exercises with a three-dimensional movement. It helps me lubricate the joints and feels really great to finish off the day. And just like that, it's over. Thanks for following along. I hope you liked it. I hope you're feeling a little more limber and loose than you were before you started. I like to say 5 minutes is infinitely better than no minutes, and your body will thank you in the long run. Save this video so you can come back to it 2 to 3 times a week. And if you liked what we have here, we have far more videos coming. So subscribe and like the video. Throw any comments for any recommendations or questions you may have. Happy to answer them. See you in the next one.